Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, hello again. So this is my channel. I love to do DIYs on a budget, Dollar Tree DIYs, thrift flips, farmhouse and rustic, wreaths, and seasonal decor. So if you like what you see here, you know what to do. Hit that red subscribe button. Also leave me a comment. I love to hear what you guys think. And also give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and Facebook. But today is all about Christmas look off the hook, and our hosts are Crafting and Mimi World, DIY Craftaholic, CJ DIY, and our co-host is Rustic and Lace. So, this is all about coming up with your own look in your house that you like to have. So with DIY number one, I took one of these packages from Dollar Tree, a couple of these picture frames that you put a picture through, there's two pieces of glass in it. And then I also have that scrapbook paper, some Mod Podge, some holographic glitter paint, and also some snow tacks. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out the glass, and I am going to trace one of them into the scrapbook paper there and then cut it out, and I'm going to put it between both of the glass and stick it right back in that little slot in the frame. Then once that's all done, I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to do my Mod Podge on the second one. Now the second one I'm only using one piece of glass, not both. And I'm going to just go over it. What this is going to do is going to give me a little bit of a frosted look. Then I'm going to go over that once it's dry with the holographic glitter paint. Now you can get this at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, they all sell this paint. You can also get it online on Amazon. And I'm just going to go all over the glass with that, and then I'm going to dry that and see how pretty that is. It looks like it's snowy and frosty. I love it. Then I took only this piece out of that little scene that you get in those packages from the Dollar Tree. I only wanted the trees, and I'm just going to paint them with some white chalk paint by Waverly. And then I'm going to go in with the snow tacks once it's dry and use a little paintbrush and kind of put on the edges of the branches some of that snow tacks, because it looks like real snow and it's super cool. I love this stuff. I use it so much. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the ends of the branches and on the trees. And then once I get that all dry, I'm going to go back in with some of that glitter paint once again, which is the holographic paint. And I'm going to go over that. And it's just going to make it look really pretty, like the snow is glistening in the night sky. And then I'm going to go in with some of this wax. Now what this is just a dark wax. I'll have it in my Amazon shop so you guys can take a look. It's by Kills. And what I did is I just took my finger and just took a little bit and did the trunks of the tree, and also a little bit like on the sides, just to make them look more realistic and make them stand out a little bit, give them a little more interest. And that's what this does. So I think it looks really cool. I think they look more realistic that way. So then what I did is I took the first picture frame, I took the glass out, and I'm going to take some of these lights, the fairy lights, and I am just going to slide it through the little slit until I get it to the point where the battery pack is right on the edge there. And then I'm just going to like kind of clump it all together, because this is what's going to go in between, which you'll see in a minute when we glue these together. Now I ended up switching the lights out. You'll see in a minute for a different set of lights. I didn't like the clear. I wanted to go with blue, so that's what I did. But then the trees didn't fit quite in the frame, so I had to cut a little bit of the edges off on my trees, which worked out just fine. I just cut little pieces off at a time until I got it to fit right inside of there. And then I just took some hot glue and glued that right on top of my frosted glass that I made. Then see the blue lights, that's what I ended up using. I just thought it looked better. It looked more like a night sky, and that's the look I was going for. And then I just glued the two of them together. And there is our little shadow box with lights and trees. I think it looks so cute. And then I just glued the battery pack on the back, and I made sure that the switch was on the outside and the little screw, so that if my batteries run out, I could just change them. Then next, I felt like something was missing, so I took this Let It Snow that I got. It's a little wood piece that you get at the Dollar Tree in a pack. And I just painted it white, and then I also went in with the snow text once again and put a little bit on the snowflake and around the edges of the lettering just to make it look like it was snowy. And then again, I went in with my dark wax and I just went around the edges with my finger with that as well, just to make it stand out a little bit. I wanted the more rustic farmhouse look, so that's what I'm going for here. And there you go. And then once that was all done, then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to glue it to the corner of, oh, sorry. First I went in with that holographic paint once again to give it a little bit of a sparkle. And I just went over in different spots. You know, this paint is just really cool for winter time projects, I think. And then there it is. And then I'm just going to glue that down to the corner of my little frame. And I just used hot glue for this. And then once that was down, I really thought I needed something else more. I mean, you could leave it the way it is, but I always put more. So what I did is I took one of these little picks that I had in my stash, and I think it was from Hobby Lobby, and I just took it apart and only used like the pieces that I wanted, and I just put a little bit on the top. I just glued. This one I put a little bit of white. I brushed a little bit of a dry brush on a piece of the greenery because it wasn't snowy enough for me, so I just did it with white chalk paint. It's really simple. And then I put these little acorns, and then pine cones, and then one of these little round balls that were in there as well. And I just glued that all to the top, and look how cute this is. You guys, I absolutely love this. I think it turned out so pretty. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think down below. So yes, today is all about Christmas look off the hook. And like I said, these are our host and co-host, guest host. So make sure you go check everyone out. There's also going to be a playlist. These ladies are so talented. Go show them some love and tell them I said hi. So now on to DIY number 2. So DIY number 2, I am going to take some of this antique wax, also some of that holographic paint, snow text, some of this dark wax again, some scrapbook paper, this J and Y that I got at Hobby Lobby, a little piece of wood that I got at the dollar store, and then these little ornaments I got at Walmart. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little baby wipe, and I'm just going to wipe the wood with the antique wax. And what this is going to do is it's going to wipe it on and also like get most of it off as well. So I like doing this technique with the antique wax. I think it works out really well, but you can use a brush and then use a paper towel if you don't have wipes. And then I just traced it out on my scrapbook paper, and I'm putting down my Mod Podge, and then I'm just going to put that scrapbook paper right on top of that piece. And this scrapbook paper is really heavy, so I didn't have to worry about ironing it, making sure it didn't get any bubbles. And then I'm going to take the little ornament hanger off, and also the bow, and I'm going to take some of this wax on a baby wipe, and I'm just going to rub it around the edges of the ornament. I'm just making this ornament look a little more rustic to my liking, but you can leave it plain if you'd like. And then I went in with some white paint, and I just used some acrylic paint and went over that snowflake. And then I put the bow right back on again. And there it is, all done. Now I wanted to put some snow on these, of course, so I'm going to use some of that snow text again, and I'm just going to put it on the top of my J and on the little loop part on the bottom of the J, just to make it look like it's snowy, like there's some snow on it. I love using this stuff, you guys. I can't even tell you enough. And you can pick it up at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I don't know if Joann's has it. But yeah, you can pick it up there, and it's also online, but it takes a little bit to get to you if you use Amazon. So I prefer picking it up at the store. And I did the Y as well, like you could see there on the top of it, just to make it look like there's snow fell on top of them. And then I'm also going to do that to the little ornament as well. And if you didn't know, we're making the word joy. So the little ornament is going to be our O. And I think these little ornaments that they have this year at Walmart are just super cute. And I just put a little on the top. Then I'm going to go back in with that same paint, that holographic paint that has a little sparkle in it. And I'm going to go over all the snow areas where I put the snow with that paint. And then I'm going to go around the edges of the J and the Y, and I'm going to use that dark wax, and I'm just using like a little paintbrush to go along the edges of that. There's several different ways you can use this dark wax. I just started using it, so I'm learning as well. And then I also went around like the snowflake on the inside. I didn't want it like stark white because of course I'm going for that farmhouse rustic look, and that's how I achieve that. And then I went over the snowflake. There you go. Now I'm going to take some hot glue, and I'm going to glue down that little ornament in the center, and then I'm going to glue down the J and then the Y. And I only used hot glue to do this because these are very light, and I wasn't too worried about them falling off because I am putting them on scrapbook paper, not the actual wood piece. Very cute. Now you can leave it as is, but I wanted to put a little bit of greenery on here, so I took a pick apart again, and I just put a couple pieces of greenery, and then that little bead, little white bead that I had. And then once I get that glued on, I'm going to come back in with the snow text, and I'm just going to start putting it everywhere. So like on the edges and the corners to make it look like the snow fell on there, and around each letter as well. The J, and then the ornament, and then the Y. And I'm just going wherever I think I want to, you could just use your imagination, do whatever you want to do, and just do it your way. But this is how I did it. And then I also went in with that holographic glitter paint, and I did it on the snow as well. And this is how it turned out, you guys. I think it's so cute. I love it. Let me know what you guys think and which one's your best in the comments down below. So now DIY number 3. So now this DIY, I've seen this on Pinterest quite a few times, and I just had to do it. So I'm going to take those pics you saw there from the Dollar Tree, and I'm also going to take this little piece of wood that looks like a trunk of a tree that I took apart from something I had, and then this scrapbook paper, that piece of wood from the Dollar Tree, plank, and also some wax, antique wax. And I just went around the edges with my paintbrush, and then I painted the wax on to this piece because this was a bigger piece and it was really rough. So if you just use the baby wipe on this, it's going to, tear apart. So that's why I did it that way. And then I just wiped it, and then I dried it. And now I'm going around and I'm sanding everything. I'm just giving it a good sanding on the edges. I want it to look a little worn. And now I'm going to take the scrapbook, and I'm just going to trace out my plaque so that I can figure out how big it needs to be to go on here. And then I'm going to put down the Mod Podge again with my brush. And then this scrapbook paper is a hoe pad that I had that I actually got at Michael's. And then I'm going to take apart the picks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just kind of putting them in different sizes because there's small pieces on this pick, there's bigger pieces, and then there's like medium size. So I just kind of put them and arrange them by size so that I kind of know how I want to make it, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a Christmas tree on this. And this turns out so rustic and so pretty. I absolutely loved it. And I'm going to go with the long pieces on the bottom, of course, because I'm going to make it look like the pine tree. And then our little chunk's going to go on the bottom. And then what I did is I just kept playing with them until I got them, how I wanted. Then I started to glue everything down. So first I'm going to glue down the little wooden trunk that I have. Now this was a big wooden piece that I had that you get at Hobby Lobby, and I just cut a piece off. It comes in like a round, big round spool of it, and I only needed one piece, so that's what I used. But it's really cool for projects like this. And then I just started gluing down each piece. So like I said, I did the longer pieces first, and I just kept going up till I got to that tippy top of the tree. and I made it look like a pine tree. Now in the center, I did have to put some of these pieces because you could see in the center it was kind of bare, right? So what I did is I stuck one down like that, just like that. And I kept doing that as I went up. And then once I got to the top, that was it. Then I took these little snowy twigs. They remind me of twigs on a branch. So I just stuck them like in between where I thought, you know, the branch would be coming out, like in the winter. I don't know, in the snow, I guess. But I was just trying to make it look really realistic. And so I just kind of stuck them in. And then wherever there were long pieces, I just trimmed them on the edge. I just trimmed them off. And I kind of really stuck them in there so that you only saw a little bit of the snowy branches. And I kept doing that all the way up the tree. I just kept cutting little pieces off of that pick, and then I just kept gluing them down and setting them underneath and in between each one of those pieces that I put down. And I did that all the way up to the top. And I thought this was a good use of these little snowy branches because I didn't know what to do with these things. I mean, besides, you know, use them for decorative things, but this was perfect for this type of project to use these. And then wherever I saw a bare spot, any greenery that I had left over, I just put a little glue on the end and then stuck it in because I wanted this to look full. I didn't want it to be, you know, really flat. And that's it for that. I think that was the last piece, yeah. And then I just cut off, and then I put one on the tippy top, and then I trimmed that one off. And then what I did is I wanted to make a rustic bow, like a rag bow, I call these. So I take strips of any type of fabric that coordinates with your project, and I just put it in my Bodabra, and I keep doing it back and forth. I just keep looping it back and forth, just like that. And then I just keep, you know, putting the different kinds of fabric strips that I have. And this is kind of like a rag bow. It's very easy to make. I love making these. It's in almost all my videos. So if you want to go back and watch the other ones of some other ones I made, go right ahead. But yeah, I really love making these. They're so easy, and I just love the rustic look to them. So that's why I make these. But you can make a regular bow. You can make a crisscross bow. I know you guys have probably seen those if you're familiar on YouTube and you have watched other videos. I mean, everybody makes their bows however they feel more comfortable. And this is how I feel comfortable, and to my liking, this is what I like. So then I just took the twine and I just brought it up and tied it in a really tight knot. So I tied it really tight, and then I'm going to take it again and then loop it again and tie it again until I get it really tight. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off all the little pieces that are too long and just make it even on both ends. So that's what I do there. So I'm just trimming everything off on both sides. And then you have your bow, and it's just so cute, and I love the way these turn out. So then I kept the string long because I wanted to put some of these rusted bells that I got on Amazon. I'll leave the link down below in my Amazon shop. Just go check it out. All you have to do is click on the Amazon shop and you will see them in there. And then I just put one on each string, and then I just tied a knot to keep them on there. I also put a little dab of glue to make sure they would stay and not fall off. And there's my little rusty bells on my bow. Then I'm going to put the bow right in that spot right there that you see on the tree. And then I decided to come in with one of these little cones here that have like snow on them. I got them from the Dollar Tree like last year, I think. And I just glued that down in the center there towards the top of my bow. And then I glued my bow down. And there it is. So pretty. And then I took one of these laser cut wooden hearts that you get at the Dollar Tree in a pack. They come in. And I stuck that in the top of my tree. So pretty, you guys. I absolutely love the way this turned out. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know which one's your favorite down below in the comments. I want to thank you guys for watching. Here they are all together. And this is my look, Farmhouse Rustic. That's my favorite. So there is my look. So make sure you go check everyone out. There is a playlist. Check out the host, the guest host. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see y'all again next time. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.